With so many COVID lockdowns and closures, it was purely by luck that we visited South Africa during a window where most things were open. One thing we really had been missing was museums, and Cape Town had quite a few open for us to see. This week, come check out our experience visiting some of Cape Town's top museums.
We are the Culture Trotters!
In late February, we left the States with nothing more than carry-on to become a full-time world-traveling family. 3 weeks in, COVID-19 shut down the world and changed everything.
We had quite the adventure writing things out in Mexico. After 7 months, we are finally ready for the next chapter. Click that subscribe button and join us as we continue our journey around the world and head across the ocean to the continent of Africa. In the words of Helen Keller, life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. First stop, the South African Museum. This is a fantastic museum for kids, and if you are like us, an excellent homeschooling resource. They have all the African animals you can think of, both living and extinct. Several wings of the museum are dedicated to learning all about these different kinds of animals, including plenty of information on African dinosaurs. While visiting the museum, we had kind of a serendipitous day. Earlier that day, we had been reading a young reader's version of Moby Dick with the children. Arriving at the museum, we found a sperm whale skeleton hanging from the ceiling. As if that wasn't enough, it just so happened that an ex-whaler turned conservationist was visiting the museum that day as well. He was able to fill us in on all the real-life details we had just read about in Moby Dick and brought the book to life right before our eyes. After exploring all of the animals of the museum, it was time to head upstairs and learn more about one of Alejandro's favorite subjects, early humans. With Africa believed to be the start of human life, where better to explore the subject than in Africa at an African museum? The museum is also home to a fantastic planetarium, and we were able to end our very full day there with a little stargazing. Right across the park is the National Gallery, so we decided to stop in. While there were a few classically beautiful things to look at, the majority of the museum was, let's just say it was beyond our level of artistic understanding. As a mother, I am mostly just thankful that these guys didn't give the kids nightmares. We did find the Mocha Art Museum a bit more on our level. The building itself is a really cool work of art. It was once a silo used for storing grain and has been redesigned into this awesome space. We enjoyed checking out the building just as much, if not more, than the art that was inside of it. chairs out front were a real hit as well. Time for a trip to the Two Oceans Aquarium. named appropriately as the Atlantic and Indian Ocean meet up in South Africa and are home to many of their own unique sea life and underwater vegetation, like the sea kelp forest and sharks. If you are brave enough and willing to pay the aquarium, they will even let certified divers get in the tank with these guys. The aquarium is located right on the waterfront with several other attractions within walking distance, so you can make it a short stop as part of your day, or if you really love sea life, spend a whole day admiring them. If you are a local, you have probably learned to ignore this one, but if you are visiting every day at noon, be prepared to jump. Originally, this cannon was fired every day at noon so ships could reset their clocks, but now it is just a tradition that has been going on since 1806, making it the oldest gun in the world still in daily use. If you are driving down the highway, you may catch a glimpse of the Long March to Freedom. This is a fairly new exhibit that just opened in 2020. It is a collection of 100 statues of historical figures who have contributed to the freedom of South Africa. This was another great learning resource for us. It works like a timeline with the oldest figures in the back working its way through 350 years of history to Nelson Mandela in the front. Speaking of Nelson Mandela, our last museum is a must for anyone visiting Cape Town.
We're going to Robbens Island.
Robbens Island, Dutch for Seal Island, is where Nelson Mandela was held political prisoner for 18 of his 27 years of imprisonment. There is so much to learn here, and if you are looking for a first-hand educational experience for your children or yourself, this is it. Not only did we learn about the history of the island and the life of the prisoners during apartheid, but our guide was actually one of those prisoners.
My name is Peter. Surname is Kube, K-H-U-B-E. I'm the one of the ex-political prison. I was arrested 1980, then they sentenced me 1983, 18 years in prison. The time the judge found me guilty. Also, my age was 18. I grew up in this prison.
You walk the halls and courtyards and see the tiny cells that people lived in for decades of their lives. See how little food they were given and the grueling labor they performed day in and day out. You hear first-hand accounts of abuse, humiliation, and the complete violation of human rights. You also hear the stories of how they passed secret messages and hid documents, how they found ways to keep the faith alive year after year and decade after decade.
We were given a pile of rocks and they had to smash those rocks to make them fall all day long.
While this may all seem too heavy to bear, it is actually a profound message of the strength of the human spirit. The miracle to all of this is how Nelson Mandela and his many comrades never gave up hope. The well-achieved goal of this tour is to showcase this faith, this hope, this strength. It sends you back to your lives not broken by the cruelty of humans, but inspired by those who have endured this cruelty and remained unbroken. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Hit the subscribe button to help our channel grow. And ding that bell to get a notification the next time we post a video.